What's up, y'all? This is Hussein Nasser from iGeometry. Today I'm bringing you an exciting episode. So today we are going to do some instrumentation on inserting features into the Geodatabase. Are we recording? Yes, we are. So what does that mean? So to do that, we will write code. We actually authored such code to insert 1 million point features into a postgres instance into a postgres feature class, point feature class, and then we're gonna measure how long it take to fully process all these million features that are randomly allocated across the world. All right, so that's the code that we have authored. And not only since we in ESRI, the feature class or the geodatabase supports different modes of storage, I guess we should call them. Different performance you can get out of these storage algorithms or modes, right? So the first type is, and we did talk about it right here when we talked about multi-user geodatabases. We talked about the concept of versioning and what does that mean, and archiving, and you can have combo mix and match between the versioned and archiving enabled on your feature class, and you get all these kind of features which you'll get more basically more functionality out of your feature classes, but at a cost of overhead and performance, obviously. And I want to go through these 4 different combinations of modes that you can set up and see what's the difference and performance difference between every single one of them. So you see on the map here there are 4 documents, and each document I pre-authored, which has a single layer, and each layer points to a feature class, a point feature class with that mode, I guess, if we want to call it, right? So the first type is unversioned. So the feature class can be unversioned, which has no versioning at all. So a versioning is very simple. I'm going to go through it again. Versioning is a feature in the geodatabase that allow you to have multiple versions on a given feature class, and then not on a given feature class, but you can see that feature class through different lenses, kind of thing. So you can there are always one version when you open that feature class. You always open it as default version, we call it, and then you can create a version of default and then do everything you want. You can insert features, delete, and people or users who are connected to the default will not see your changes. So this is extremely useful for field editors, right? Where they create a version and play on their version, create designs, proposals. They do all these kind of things on their version, and it's completely highly isolated from the rest of the geodatabase. All right, so this is versioning. Obviously, enabling such complex feature will give you these obviously functionality, but at a cost of performance. So we want to see what's the difference between versioned, when my feature class is versioned, and my feature class is unversioned, and how fast I can I can go through these million features and I create them all into my geodatabase, all right? So, or my feature class, and plus this concept of versioning, there is the concept of archiving. Archiving is the the ability to when editing features or editing rows, we do not physically delete these rows, but we mark them and remember what happened to those rows. We archive them instead of deleting them or removing them from the database. So this allows us to go back in time and see what was the state of a given feature or of a given line, of a given polygon, of a given parcel, who edited this 3 years ago, these kind of questions, right? You can answer with archiving. Again, archiving is useful feature, very useful, but you get the overhead of Geodatabase has to do more work to enable this functionality. So I don't know how many times I've said functionality. I'm sorry, guys. It's just too much. I know. I don't know any other synonyms to this word. All right. I'm sorry. All right. So let's do this. Okay. Oh man. How long I took through this? All right. I guess this will be a long video. So let's start with UnVersioned. That's the first thing. Oh, I didn't show you the code. Well, this opened. Let's go to. That's my code we authored. We did talk about how to create million features in one episode. I'm gonna reference it here. And if you noticed, this is the same code, but we changed this to 1 million, right? And it's using the buffering cursor, and then at the end it's just doing, it just measures the time before running the code, and then after running the code we take the time minus date, and then we say total seconds, and then we just do a message box with the time taken in a second. Obviously I'm not gonna wait for this. I'm gonna cut the video and show you when this is finished. All right, so go ahead. This is my UnVersioned feature class, and that's my create 1 million feature. We'll hit it. 1, 2, 3, and I am going to see you when this is finished. All right, first test done. It took 783 seconds, so that's around about what, 13 minutes to create 1 million features. All right, so first test is done, and these are the million features. Just to make sure, this is by far the fastest approach, right, you will get here. So, oh, this is like, look at this. So we're gonna read all the million features now and just show them to you. Obviously, there's no scale dependency whatsoever, so it's gonna take a while to draw, but you get the idea. Let's move to the second test. All right, second test. UnVersioned feature class with archiving enabled. Let's give it a shot. 1 million feature. See you in a few minutes. All right, test number 2 done. Took 1,136 seconds. That is around 19 minutes, I think. So let's move in. Oh man, look at that. So like that's slightly slower, right? So because of the overhead of archiving, that makes sense to basically take slightly more. So 19 minutes. Let's test versioning now. So that will take a while. All right, test number 3, versioned feature class without archiving. Let's go ahead. See you in whatever, how long this takes. All right, 1 hour later, 3,519, almost 3,600, almost 1 hour, 58 minutes to create 1 million feature in a versioned feature class. And that's because of all the states and all the records and all the delta tables that we have to maintain and populate in order to get into that state, right? So next test, versioned archiving. That will be the slowest of all. Let's go ahead. The final test, a versioned and archived feature class. 1 million feature. Let's go. All right, literally 2 hours later, 2 hours to create 1 million feature in this feature class, which has versioning and archiving enabled. So just by adding archiving to this feature class, it took an additional hour. So you can imagine the cost of all and the overhead of doing all this work. So that's the end of this video, guys. So you know the 4 type of feature classes, you know the functionality you get out of each feature class. So choose wisely. What do you need exactly? And if you're performing a lot of edits, you and your feature class is version and archive, and perhaps you can unregister as version, pour in your edits, which is much faster, which takes literally what, 13 minutes instead of 2 hours, and then register the as version back. So that's one way to do it, right? So I guess that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and just don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Twitter for more stuff. See you in the next one. Goodbye.